What's up, guys? British Kid V2, BKV2 here, and welcome to the next episode 3 of MMA Talk 101. We are covering some MMA news and UFC 140 motherfucking 5. Jones vs Evans, and I can't wait. So, like I said, like I always say, the way I play these matches, that's not the way I think it's gonna end. It's just a fast time. And what else do I usually say? Oh yeah, I couldn't get all the fights up here because it would I'd have to make like more than one part. I just wanna keep it to this. You see, I'm fighting Dennis Kang. Che Mills is in the game. I didn't feel like creating him because it would just take too long, so I just put Dennis Kang. So I guess since this is the Roy McDonald fight, let's talk about the Roy McDonald fight. Who I think I'm gonna win. Now I'm gonna say Roy McDonald easily. And what's scary is that he only has one loss, and that one loss was to Condit. The reason why it's scary is because Condit right now is known to be a straight contender for GSP's title. And he was beating Condit until Condit got a KO, and it was like 7 seconds before the fight ended in Roy McDonald's hometown. And Roy McDonald looked like he was coasting his way to a nice decision. And from there on, he's just been killing people. You know, he beat Nate Diaz in the welterweight division after that fight, and he repeatedly slammed him on his head from the like a back suplex to his head. I'm sorry, I'm a big MMA fan, but I'm just tired. It's like 5 in the morning. So he slammed him on his head repeatedly. You know, Nate Diaz is one of the Diaz brothers. He has a lot of heart. You know, he outlasted the fight, went to a decision. But he fought Mike Powell, knocked him out, well, TKO'd him in the first round, and like 3 minutes into the first round. So Roy McDonald's on a tear. Now, the reason why I'm going to say Roy McDonald and not Che Mills is because even though I've never seen Che fight, or K Mills, however you pronounce it, Roy McDonald, not only is he a beast, but he's one of the fighters that you never really consider to be beaten. You know, when Fedor was considered the greatest, which is stupid, he was known to be undefeated because he got a bullshit doctor stoppage loss to some Japanese guy that he avenged later on in his career. So before the Weirdoon laws, people counted him as undefeated. That's what I kind of count Roy McDonald as. And it's funny because he's already went through competition. He's been through, he's a seasoned vet when it comes to facing people of that next level. You know, he's already halfway beaten the contender for the title. He's beaten Nate Diaz, who just broke the record of most strikes landed. But that may be because he was in a weight class that he wasn't comfortable with, and he just TKO'd Mike Powell. While Che Mills, on the other hand, hasn't really fought anybody worth noting. He's really not even, these guys aren't even gatekeepers in the UFC. They're just UFC people. And it was only one guy, which is Chris Cope. Nobody's ever heard of him. And even though he finished them off quickly, Roy McDonald's not the type of guy for that to happen. You know, Roy is good at everything. He's got a great stand-up, great takedowns. You know, he's great. And the thing about it is that Rory's young too. You know, usually when you have an old fighter versus a debuting fighter, a young guy, they'll say, alright, the old fighter's going to win. He's been through more wars, he's been through more competition, and this young guy is just getting started. What does he know? But the thing is, they're both young. They're both at a point in their life where they could be considered in their prime if they're really good. And Roy McDonald is the better man in this situation. He's never, like I said, he basically never lost. And he's already went through enough competition for, what's his name, Che Mills, than Che Mills has. So with that said, where are we now? We just knocked out Kane. I guess I could give you some MMA news. So big news, which even though this video is late on, Overeem fails the drug test. And before you guys go on and make all these steroid accusations, I don't like Overeem. I don't, but I'm gonna defend him right here. This is just like the Chael Sonnen situation. Just like how Chael Sonnen was caught for higher levels of testosterone that he normally had. This is what Overeem is getting caught for. The reason why it's just as big and blown up as it is now is because he's fighting for the title. You know, just one win in the UFC and he's in title contention. So he's fighting for the title, and this is breaking news because of that. What I think, though, is that the fight will still go on. You know, there's really no one out there right now that can fight Junior Dos Santos. Cain Velasquez already had his chance, and he needs to beat, I guess, 2 more guys before we see him back in that picture. Frank Mir, I don't think Mir's ready. You know, give him a title shot wouldn't be the best thing. I think Frank Mir's getting kind of used to his new type of game plan and stuff. You know, let him be. He just had a nice spectacular win over Big Nose, but I think he deserves one more big profile fight before we judge if he's ready for Junior Dos Santos. A lot of people have been rallying for Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt participated in K1, came in MMA with a terrible record, came in the UFC with a terrible record, and turned it all around with like these 2 or 3 knockout wins, and people have been rallying for him to get the title shot. What I think about this is no. No for 2 things. No, because Dana White won't get any revenue. And I know you guys could be saying, oh, who cares about Dana White? But the money is what runs the company. And this won't make money. You know, this is basic. That would be a desperation pick. It wouldn't even show that Mark Hunt has earned his way to get the title. It would just be like, oh yeah, we picked you because our fighter failed the drug test. You know, it wouldn't have that boom again. And what would the commentators compare it to? You know, Mark Hunt is big and jiggly and has knockout power, while Junior Dos Santos looks like a club bouncer who just got out of jail with even more knockout power. Like the comparison and stuff. You know, Mark Hunt is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but it will hurt the revenue. And also, Mark Hunt's not ready. You know, the people he beat aren't that good. You know, he beat Chet Congo. I'll give him Chet Congo, you know. Chet Congo, I thought he was coming back after that knockout to Pat Barry, and then he fought somebody else, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. And it looked like he was coming back, you know, doing good and stuff. And Mark Hunt just knocked him out. But Chet Congo was never even known really to be like a contender like that. He was known for a guy with horrible ground game, but, you know, decent stand-up. Chet Congo was just Chet Congo. And Mark Hunt beat Chris Teixeira. Chris Teixeira is gone. Chris Teixeira is big, jiggly, and trains with Brock Lesnar at Death Class. He's nothing. So with that said, I don't think Mark Hunt really deserves it yet. You know, with a win over Chet Congo, who just got a win over Pat Barry, I think that he needs a good 2 or 3 more fights. You know, he's got to still prove himself. Both of those men that he fought on, men that could test his ability to the max. Chet Congo could test him to stand up for a little bit. But Chris Teixeira won't do anything. So he needs to fight men that are going to test him, men that are going to prepare him for the heavyweight title and stuff. So the rally for Mark Hunt, I say no. You know, I see the point in it. And also, people have been candidating for Dan Henderson. What do I think of that? I think that it would be a nice fight. Hendo is no slouch to the heavyweight division. He fought and knocked out Fedor on the ground in the heavyweight division. The only thing about that is Henderson knows what he wants to do, but Dana doesn't really know what he wants to do. Dana said that after this fight, Hendo would get the winner of Rashad Evans. But if Hendo gets the heavyweight champion and loses, like what really happened? Will he stay out heavyweight and try and go for it again? Will he go down to light heavyweight? I think Dan Henderson would be the strongest candidate right now for the to replace him. But you know, the thing about that is we've still got 3 months. You know, nothing is set in stone yet. Overeem, my prediction is that Overeem will still have the fight go on, and he even said he's confident that the fight was going on. It's not like this is a week before, month before the fight, and we're just struggling to find something. So with that said, oh wow, Brendan Schaub and Ben Rothwell was fighting. Alright, I'm gonna just say this before Jones and Evans come on. I'm gonna say Brendan Schaub easily because Ben Rothwell has not fought. Has he fought after Gilbert Ivo? I don't even think so. Let's see here. I'm sorry for this wait, guys. I'm just so late. I can't even remember my MMA knowledge, but it's whatever. I do it for the YouTubers. Alright, let's see. Ben Rothwell. Alright, yeah, see, he just lost to Mark Hunt. So, alright, so that's another guy Mark Hunt beat. Ben Rothwell's not that good. Alright, so Ben Rothwell just lost to Mark Hunt. And he came off a win before that, UFC 115, which is the day I went to Six Flags of Gilbert. Brendan Schaub has just lost to Mirko Krokop, and he's known for knocking out. No, did he? No, he didn't lose to Mirko Krokop. He lost to somebody, I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. But he lost, and it was like by knockout too. So yeah, I think Brendan Schaub is going to take this. If you've seen Ben Rothwell fight, you would know that he struggled a lot. You know, Ben Rothwell is not really that strong in stand-up, and what he does is wrestle. If you got a guy like Gilbert Ivo giving you a whole lot of trouble up to the point where the decision was borderline close, I don't think you can handle Brendan Schaub. And the thing about this guy is Brendan Schaub has so much, you know, he has so much confidence. He's learning so much. He works hard, man. He's a hard worker. He trains over there with Greg Jackson. And that's another thing. Training with Greg Jackson, you're going to learn the wrestling topics. You're going to learn all of that. You know, where Ben Rothwell trains, it doesn't hold the count of Greg Jackson. Brendan Schaub's already got the better stand-up. Now, if he gets the more elite takedown than Ben Rothwell, then that's it. You know, I never really found Ben Rothwell to be such a force, to tell you the truth. He was just a big guy. He could hold you down. That was his strong suit. So with that said, I'm going to predict Schaub by like a TKO or something. Also, let's get into the Rashad Evans fight. Now, I don't know what to think of this fight. You know, I'm thinking Jones 1 minute because I look at the Machida knockout and I look at all the funny pictures of Rashad and I'm like, you know, this tall dude, John Jones, is going to kill Rashad. You know, then I look at the Rashad that, you know, fought after the Machida fight. I look at the Rashad that just fought in the Ortiz fight. I look at the Rashad that was in the, you know, promotion trailers, training with the elevator mask. I'm looking at the Rashad that's more brolic, you know, in a new training camp doing nights. I'm looking at that Rashad, and I'm like, whoa, you know, Rashad might win. Here's what I think. I'm going to go with Rashad, yeah. I say I'm going to go with Rashad. Jones, has he been tested? A lot of people say no. I say partially. Jones has been tested in the art that, yes, he may be able to keep his distance, but against someone like Machida, he wasn't really at one point. Machida came in, and I guess he didn't rock him, I don't know, but he landed a flurry. Machida's not known for charging in recklessly like that. Machida is known as a counter puncher alone. So if Machida can do that, imagine with Rashad. In Machida, I don't even think he deserved the title shot at that time. Imagine Rashad. Rashad, you know, this feud is real. This is not the UFC people telling him to say this and rolling the camera to get that money for the pay-per-view. This is real. This whole Greg Jackson camp fiasco, this is all real. Rashad is saying Jones stole his moves. This, like, it's all real. The Rashad we seen against Tito, people are going to say Rashad wins because the Rashad we seen against Tito was a beast Tito. You can make an argument against, no, not a beast Tito, it was a beast Rashad. You can make an argument against that because it's Tito Ortiz. The Tito Ortiz now, that is. Anybody can be beast against Tito Ortiz. My grandma could be beast against Tito Ortiz. You know, so, you know, you gotta think about that. But we also gotta think about what Rashad was doing against Tito Ortiz. He was charging him a whole lot. And you see, like, Rashad is just more, you know, he has common sense. You know, Jones's last opponents didn't really have common sense. He beat Rampage. Rampage don't even care. He's in it for the money, the movies. He doesn't care. he beat Machida. Machida's good. Machida's a great fighter. Good confidence. I'll give him that. And who did he beat? I can't remember who. Oh, was this show? Was this show on? I think so. Could it be? Who knows? But he beat people that were really confident. But didn't somewhat have that much common sense, you know. One as eager to learn up to the ability that they want to crush this guy. Not only does Rashad have that type of instinct, but he's gonna add more to it since these two guys have bad blood. You know, don't sleep on Rashad now. Rashad has great wrestling skill. Rashad has great stand-up from what we've seen in the Tito fight. He was able, he rocked Rampage, how UFC 114 rocked him. I know. So I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how this will go. Because John Jones, of course, is going to keep his distance. He has that over every fighter. But Rashad, you know, what is Rashad going to do? Because Jones has long legs. He's tall. All he got to do is step out and he's sprawled. Well, you know, Rashad is basically at a disadvantage somehow in every way, but I see him winning, you know. Jones has great stand-up, and I just don't. That's one thing I can't answer. But Evans is an athlete, and you know what scares me is that he does have a glass chin. He's not, you know, his chin is not fully capable of taking those type of hits. Look at the Machida. But Jones has always been known to always overpower the opponent because he was always better than the opponent. That which is why he was the champion and stuff. He was always known for that. So I'm gonna go with Jones. You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb. Not Jones, Evans. I'm gonna go out on a limb and go with Evans now. Evans is heavily sophisticated of taking him out. They have really bad blood between each other, more than the Rampage shit. And Rashad is just heavily sophisticated, man. He's doing over the limit to prepare for this fight. You know, just look at that elevation gas mask. Rashad put that in motion for these people that are working out to be an MMA fighter now to use. Rashad put that in motion. They sell that now. They was not selling that before that Rashad Ortiz fight. They was not selling that. I'll tell you that. Rashad put the elevation mask in motion. So I'm gonna go with Rashad, and I hope you enjoy this episode. BKV2, BK, enjoy WA.
And now, the new UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Rashad Evans.
Rashad Evans is the new UFC light heavyweight champion.